as long as
Muslim brothers and sisters. That is the reason why we are actually starting from minutes after 2. That will be an hallmark of this administration. This has actually put our leaders on all. Distinguished guests, the Ministry of Information and Strategy, in the past 16 years, that we actually had the right hand in front of us, as against the sitting.
Thank God is another round of press briefing for the 2015. For the past 16 years, the Lagos State government started the tradition of briefing the populace of the activities of the various ministries, departments, and agencies of government, so that the citizenry will be carried along with the duties, the responsibilities, how far we have gone with the assignments that have been given to us, and how far we have spent the money that the citizenry had collectively and jointly put together by way of taxation. We thank God that we are rounding up the administration of His Excellency Mr. Babatunde Raji with this last set of press briefing for the year 2015. For the name, Establishment, Training and Pension, I always tell people that it is one of the major stakeholders of good governance in Lagos State. Because no matter the infrastructural developments, if there are no staff to implement all the good policies and programs of government, there wouldn't have been good governance. And for Lagos State government, the career monitoring, the staff welfare, training and pension of the staff are handled by this wonderful agency with core competent civil servants who are focused, diligent, and competent in their assignment of responsibility. And that is one of the reasons Lagos State government has been able to forge ahead and make down strides much more than any state of the federation. And today, we have no less me person to give account of the last 365 days of what the ministry has achieved for the past few days. We have in our midst the Honorable Commissioner for the Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pension, who had been a civil servant herself, a retired permanent secretary, special advisor to the governor, and now Honorable Commissioner for the Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pension. These around the pen and the collective willingness, hard work, and focused administration of the agency have brought Lagos State to be one of those appreciated and loved for good work. I have the pleasure of inviting the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pension, to come to the podium and give a hand of stewardship. Thank you.
The permanent secretaries here present, Directors General, Directors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I say good afternoon to everyone. Let me in particular welcome my brand new permanent secretary in the Office of Establishments and Training. We call him NM. It's Mr. Mamba Deje Salam. Well, welcome aboard. Let me also congratulate each and every one of us for the successful elections that we have just had. Without you, that election would not have been what it came out to be. So I want to congratulate all civil servants and public servants as well. I want to congratulate Lagos State. I want to congratulate Nigeria because we have suddenly become the reference point of democracy. Now that we have one of our own, we want to thank God for that as the next governor of this state. I can only say, because this is going to be the last briefing that we have in this capacity, like I've told my colleagues, I think I've had enough. When we hear your CV over and over again, you've been this, you've been that, about time you build the ground, or you yielded the ground for others to take over. So I welcome you all to this press briefing. It's going to be a very short one, in the sense that the responsibilities of the ministry are quite clear-cut. There is no preamble or perambulating about them. It's either you do them or you don't do them. You know that when you are writing exams, you see some people writing and writing and writing. At the end of the day, they do not have much to show for it. But for us in the Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pensions, we know what we are set out to do. And within the last 1 year, we have been able to precisely do that. As you are all aware, we have the statutory departments as well as the common departments. So this press briefing will address the establishments, the training, and the pension duties that we perform, and the Directors General of LASG and PSSDC will have their own turn when I take my leave. So I go straight to the establishments department. As you are all aware, this department is majorly responsible for the career management and development of public servants through the formulation and implementation of establishment policies. Such policies include conditions of service, salary administration, and staff welfare. Within this period under review, the office issued a memoranda or issued a circular that was coordinated. Let me take that again. That quite a number of memoranda were submitted for the attention of the National Council for Establishment and Constitution and Approval. We did quite a number in 2014. But the most important assignment, I think that department usually carries out, is the personnel cost budget, whereby everybody's salary is budgeted and paid. And I think the department deserves an applause, because I cannot remember that there was a single person that was not paid. budget used to be a nightmare because there were so many things that were not taken into consideration. But right now, the personnel budget performs at over 90%, which tells you the precision that goes into the calculation of the annual personnel budget now. In the course of the year also, the law enforcement personnel cadre came into being, and that cadre is a fusion of the traffic personnel cadre, the last one, and the kick against indiscipline cadre. The two of them came together, and we now call them the law enforcement cadre. We also ensured in the course of the year that one of the issues that have been creating some restiveness was the rural posting allowance for health workers. I'm happy to report that we were able to get the approval of His Excellency to start the payment of the rural posting allowance. And the unlisted facilities have been designated rural areas. Ijede, Agbowa, Badagry, Ekpe, Ikorodu, and Ketu, Ejiro. All the workers that are affected in these rural communities now enjoy the rural posting allowance. We also, in the course of the year, ensured that the hazard allowances due to firemen, social welfare officers, and the newly created law enforcement cadre that I just referred to have also started receiving their hazard allowances. As part of establishing insurance, we ensured that the necessary personnel management boards were put in place, and people who wanted to come in had their certificate verification exercise done, and those of kick against discipline, Central Business District, Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, Lagos State Agri-Development Authority had their certificates verified and placed appropriately in the cadre that was relevant to their qualifications. It might also interest you to note that quite a number of things that we do are done with other agencies like the Office of the Head of Service, the Civil Service Commission, the Public Service Office, and also PSSCC and LASG. All this will be here details in the course of this presentation. Under the Industrial Relations Department, we tried our best to ensure that we sustain harmonious working relationship between government and the unions and the staff in general. We enjoyed relative industrial peace and harmony, and we continue to dialogue with the unions and all those who have grievances with government to ensure that we do not disrupt services unnecessarily. In the course of the year, we also hosted one Lagos State Public Service Joint Negotiating Council meeting, where various issues that could have resulted in industrial crisis were amicably resolved. We attended the National Joint Negotiation Council meetings in Abuja, also to address issues that concern the welfare and the career of staff. On the safety of workers, we made visitations alongside the National Industrial Safety Council to ensure that industries comply with safety and health standards in their operations, as well as participating at National Industrial Safety Council meetings. Also, the department was represented at the various union congresses, and wherever they were going to appoint new executives, ministry was very well represented. Training. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we would have loved to train about the 53,000 strong staff that we have. But as you all know, the budget can only take us to some point. In the course of the year, we are able to train 4,254 officers locally and internationally. I know that the press will ask me how many people went abroad in the year. For you to know the state of the budget, we are able to do only 15. We sponsored people for courses locally as well, professional courses, conferences, workshops, seminars, and what have you. In-house, we continue to organize our capacity development programs, and one of the most popular of our programs is the pre-retirement plan in service, so that those who are exiting the service will have something worthwhile to do. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like I told you, that this is going to be a very short one. I would like to now yield the floor to the DG PSSDC to make our presentation.
This afternoon, we'd like to acknowledge that we are an agency under the supervision of the Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pensions. We are, as it were, honorary is to continuously provide learning and development initiatives to public servants in Lagos State, beyond Lagos State, indeed the new mission of providing human capacity solutions to public service stakeholders through learning and development initiatives. We collaborate very closely with the Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pensions. You will recall that at the last press briefing, we shared that a new law had been established for our agency. And I'm pleased to inform that on the 2nd of March 2015, His Excellency inaugurated a 9-member governing council for PSSDC. This council is chaired by a former Head of Service of Lagos State, in the person of Mr. Adeshegun Ogunlewe, who, as you would recall, was the 16th Head of Service of Lagos State. And so PSSDC, its governance structure, is supported by a government council. We believe that it should strengthen us further in the achievement of the great objective that the state has for us. We would like to acknowledge all those who supported this to happen, in particular, the Honorable Commissioner for Establishment, Training and Pensions. Thank you very much, ma'am. A clap for ma'am. Between the last press briefing and this press briefing, we were also able to train through various initiatives over 4,000 staff of Lagos State. These were drawn from over 50 various agencies of the state. We took time to look at those key areas that the service needed skills, in particular, procurement, project management, work ethics, human resource management, those areas that were key to the delivery of good and excellent public service to the citizens of Lagos State. PSSDC, you would also recall that at the last briefing, we were starting the induction program for newly employed teachers in the Lagos State Public Service. I am pleased to also state here today that program was successfully completed, working with the TEPO, that is the Teachers Establishment and Pensions Office, working with the Ministry of Education, working with the 6 districts, education districts. We worked together to put this program together. It was a 5-day program and the first of its kind in Nigeria. This year, we have been successfully done an impact assessment of that program. And we are pleased to say that it scored a percentage of about 75 to 80% after 6 months that we went back to see what impact this induction had on the newly recruited teachers. PSSDC, the Learning Center, also has the responsibility of conducting performance evaluation examinations for the public service. Lagos State continuously ensures that its public servants, they have the right competencies, the right skills to move on to higher responsibilities. And our center has the sacred responsibility of performing this task every year. I would say that we have, to the best of our ability, conducted these exams with all sense of responsibility and integrity. Our center, your center, PSSDC, and it's also say that the center continues to lead its vision, and that vision is to be the leading public service capacity building institution in Africa with a world-class reputation. And I'm pleased to say that because of this, we have begun to have relationships with both local and international partners. We are pleased to say that locally, we partner with the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management in deepening public service skills and human resource management. We partner with our own institution, the Lagos State University, in conducting programs for the local government staff. We are pursuing partnerships also with various international partners in the United Kingdom and also in the University of Lagos.
We hope that, and we are confident, that with these partnerships, the ability of the center to continuously deliver on its promise would be realized. Your center, PSSDC, our center, PSSDC, we are also, as an organization that is into learning and development, we also publish, we have successfully published 2 journals. The 3rd journal is also in the pipeline. And these journals have been rated quite highly by people who have had the opportunity to read them. I must say that our staff also continuously, the government supports our staff to deepen their ability to deliver. And in the past year, government supported us in ensuring that we went for both programs, both locally and internationally. And we are proud to say that the skills that we have in the center continuously will be adequate to meet the needs of the Lagos State Public Service and beyond. We have also devised a way of managing our own performance. And locally, internally in the center, we are beginning to look at a way to manage our performance. And we are exploring the use of the balanced scorecard to drive performance in the center so that continuously we are able to deliver on the performance that we are well known for. On this note, I would like to appreciate the Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pensions, our supervisors, for the great support that you have given us during the past year. We would like to appreciate the Office of the Head of Service. We would like to appreciate also the Civil Service Commission, because we always collaborate with these major HR core agencies in the achievement of our results. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
This time around, I want to talk about the second half of the part B of my assignments, which I know generates a lot of interest, and that is pension administration. As we are all aware, there are 2 aspects to the pension administration in Lagos State. We have the pay as you go scheme, and then we have the new scheme. Mr. Hussein will be talking about the new scheme, and I'll talk about the pay as you go scheme. As it is, as it stands today, we have 14,981 pensioners, 9,200 for the main stream civil service, 32 in the judiciary, 5,749 in the post-primary teaching service. In the course of the year, we want to give you the good news, which you already have, that the perennial problem, or the problem, the protracted problem, let me call it, that I didn't want to go away, was the 142% pensions arrears. It's a pleasure to inform that government gave approval last year for the payment of the 3 years outstanding arrears of the 142 pension increase, and this has been paid up to some point. I believe that within the next few months, we will have completely paid off the 3 years arrears of the 142% pension increase. On a happy note also, we had the lingering problems of 6% and 15%. This also are pension increases. And we are happy to inform you that government has given approval, and that also has been paid, and within some have received received their payment, and within a few months, all those two would have been dispensed with. We processed 47 files for prospective pensioners during the period under review. 38 pensioners were paid gratuities in the sum of 2,957,954. For those who are already on the scheme, in the period, a total sum of 1,688,375,297 naira 85 kobo was paid as pension for the period under review. There were 240 expected dates of pensioners who will be attaining 45 and who will be eligible for payment. Some pensioners who had issues, 71 number have been reinstated into the payroll because some pensioners will travel and they will be taken off. When they return, they will be brought back. We successfully carried out our verification exercises, and the welfare unit continued to service the needs of pensioners who were 70 years and above. We visit them and we take welfare packages along when we go there. On reimbursements, federal reimbursement is another area where people get agitated because the payment doesn't come as at when required. We had to send our officers to Abuja to go and pursue all those outstanding federal government pensions. Right now, we sent 34 of such demands to the federal government, and we are still awaiting their response. That's as far as the old scheme is concerned. It's now my pleasure, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to invite the Director General of the Lagos State Pensions Commission in the person of LASG, to come and make his presentation.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner. Once again, let me still say good afternoon to everyone present. And just proceed because I am sure that all protocols have already been extended. Safe for us to add that my title is Mr. Good to me, I didn't know saying. Yes, I'm an anarchy, but I don't answer that. Like the Honorable Commissioner said, our responsibility in the Lagos State Pension Commission primarily has to do with the new pension scheme. That is the continuing pension scheme. And I would like to just begin by reiterating what the principal objective of the Commission is. And that is to regulate and supervise and ensure the effective administration of pension matters in the Lagos State Public Service in accordance with the provisions of the Pension Reform Act of 2004, now recently amended in 2014. In the course of the year under review, which is just the last 1 year, Our core responsibility really is to ensure that retired workers of Lagos State receive their pension benefits as per when due. And I'm pleased to announce here that in the last 1 year, we held a number of retirement bonds and ticket presentation ceremonies, during which a total of 8 billion, 80 million, 249,157 naira, 14 kobo only were paid to retirees across the service. We have made 16 of such bond presentations. And if we count back from inception in 2007, then as at the date of this report, the Lagos State government have paid out a total of 32 billion, 209,277,445 naira 85 kobo. And number of beneficiaries thus far is 6,145 retirees. Part of the responsibility of government that has been met up to date is the contribution of 7.5% of salary of the employee and the counterpart 7.5% contribution by the state government. And in the period under review, this amounted to 16 billion, 808 million, 68,931 naira and 50 kobo. Again, if we come back from inception in 2007, the cumulative figure thus far contributed under the scheme comes to 57 billion, 317 million, 612,309 naira 39 kobo. Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that with these huge amounts that the government has committed towards meeting up with pension liabilities of workers in the state, the government has lived up to its expectation. And it is very pleasing to note that this aspect of the monthly contribution, right from inception till the present time, has never failed for 1 month. Just as the Honorable Commissioner mentioned, salaries are always paid on time in Lagos State, and the aspect of the pension contribution is a function of salary. And that is why you find that we are up to date and 100% compliant in this direction. As part of the effort towards sensitizing the workforce about the awareness of the workings of the contributory pension scheme, particularly directed at those that would be retiring, we started a couple of years ago to hold what we call pre-retirement seminars. And these ones are usually meant for those that will retire in this specific year. For instance, this year we held the 7th of such seminars, which was organized for workers that are going to that are retiring from service between January and June of this year, 2015. The seminar is really designed to broaden the knowledge of the would-be retirees on how best to prepare themselves for retirement, how best to access the retirement benefits under the contributory pension scheme, the workings and the benefits of the two options that are available to them under the scheme, that is the annuity and the state withdrawal. The reason really is that when people are on the verge of retirement, it is only then that they will pay due attention to details as regards taking an option and how they will best access their benefits through their pension fund administrators. I'm sure we're all aware that in the course of the past year, the National Pension Commission came out with an amendment of the Pension Reform Act of 2004, and that has now been christened Pension Reform Act of 2014, which from that point on, from July 1st of 2014, begins to be the legal act that is guiding the scheme. The intention really is that stakeholders, particularly in the public service of the nation, state by state, would at their own time amend their respective state laws with regards to pension administration. In full realization of this, my commission took the proactive step to come up with a seminar specifically to draw attention of workers in the state to key areas that are affected by the amendment in the Pension Reform Act. This was held 15th of January of this year. Yes, it might be true that we are yet to amend our laws accordingly, but we thought it best that it is better to prepare people's minds as to the new provisions and implications of the Pension Reform Act of 2014, so that everyone will be on board by the time we get to the point that our own law would be so amended. And I am to inform that the draft amendment of the Lagos State Pension Reform Law of 2007 is ready, and any time from now would be presented by His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Rani to the State House of Assembly for consideration and